yesterday, but you can do something today that can change tomorrow. It doesn't matter how you were born. That was yesterday. It doesn't matter what happened last 5 years, the last 10 years. You may not be able to change that, but you can reposition yourself today. You can make new decisions today that will change what tomorrow will bring. Invest in your future. Refuse to be a mental hobo. Refuse to end your life on the sidewalk. Every time I tell you something, I tell you that I believe in your future. There's a reason I believe in your future. I believe that if you hear these words, you will act on them and they will change your future. None of you was born to be poor. You may have been born poor, but you were not born to be poor. You may have been brought up poor, but you were not brought up to be poor. Understand this. The definition of adulthood is responsibility. When you become an adult, you take responsibility for your future. Become responsible. What do you have in yourself? There are many who cry for help, and because there are no answers to their call for help, they feel the pains and the pangs of neglect. No, refuse to give up. Believe in what God made. God made you, and He never made a failure. Believe that God has a purpose for your life. You may have been born as a parental accident, but you are not a divine accident. God knew you were coming, and He made sufficient provision for you. There's a place for you in the world, and I'm helping you find that place. There are certain things you must do for all of what we have discussed to be a reality. There are things that are not in abundant supply. They're limited. One of them is time. Save time. Save it. Keep track of your time. The Bible says for us to redeem the time, because it says the days are evil. You don't have extra time. Life is not a game. Therefore, make every day count for your life. Improve yourself every day. Introduce something into your life that counts. Choose to be a success. Become inspiring. Distinguish yourself with character, with excellence. If you're a musician, be a musician with a difference. Become inspiring. Whatever you do, do it with excellence. Put yourself and your best into what you do and change your world. Remember, there's no extra time. Therefore, whatever you do now, do it the best way the first time. Success is waiting for the man who says yes to success. Success is waiting for the man who plans for it, who reaches out for it, who says, I'll wake up, and he wakes up, who says, I'll read this book, and he reads it, who says, I'll go to school, and he goes. Success is waiting for the man who makes a decision. So time is important. Time is important. Don't spend your time watching television 24 hours a day. Don't spend your time watching video 24 hours a day. Those that you are watching have put their best into what you are watching. Change the position. Say to yourself, I will be watched. You know, sometimes I'm concerned. There are those who only think about designers' perfume, designers' clothes, designers' shoes. Where are your designs? Where are your own designs? Challenge yourself for the future. There's room for you. There's a place for you at the top. There's a place for you. Train your mind and use it. Give yourself to a teacher. Give yourself to a tutor. Train yourself. Train your mind. And if you train your mind, it will be ready to deliver to you thoughts, the right thoughts and ideas that will earn you commercial value. There's no poverty for the man who has made an investment in his mind and is willing to act. There's no hunger for the man who has trained his mind to think through on every problem, to solve every problem. Train yourself. Think through a problem and render a solution. Let men come to you for advice. Decide to be smart. Decide to be a problem solver. If you make that decision, that's what you will be. Problem solvers are in short supply in the world. There's a place for the man who chooses to be one. Engage yourself in national issues. Get involved. Get concerned. Some of you here are the best writers in the country. But where are your writings? Maybe you are sleeping too much. Maybe you are resting too much. Maybe you are playing too much. It's time to put your best into that writing. Let the country read your writings.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever your time zone is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Let's Talk About It with Muku Online TV, our Table Talk Wednesday edition. Oh my God, we have some interesting conversation. So do me a favor, Share the live. Say, hey, I'm here. Tell me who you are. Where are you viewing from? Share the live. Let's have a conversation about this situation that is killing us around the world, that is killing us in our neighborhood, that is killing us in our marriages. So please do me a favor by sharing this live with your contacts, different groups that you feel with different groups that will come on, to listen and participate in this unique conversation. If you look at the topic tonight, the topic is about domestic violence of all kind in a relationship, and when is the right time to walk away. That's the topic. I have had people bombard me. I have had people sit in the corner and discuss me and say, well, everything that she posts on Facebook nowadays, about her marriage, about her relationship, and whatever. But one thing I want you guys to consider me, one thing I want you guys to consider me as a motivational speaker. Because when I'm speaking, I speak about things that are happening. I speak to enlighten the minds of our people. I speak from experiences, and I speak from people who I have conversation with. I learn from. So we all learn. We all go through a lot of different things in our marriages, in our relationship. And which, of course, yes, everybody like, oh, divorce. God hate divorce. God said the only reason why you should get out of your marriage is because when your husband commit adultery, or your wife commit adultery. Why you cannot include abuse? Abuse. God speak about abuse in marriage as well, abusive relationship. And when I'm talking on this platform, I'm not just talking about marriages. I'm talking about people who are in a relationship. It don't matter if it's they got a significant other and they are having a relationship that they are not married in order that. When I talk about relationship, I talk about relationship of all kinds, because I talk about domestic violence of all kinds. So, guys, I am your host, Muku Oluma. Princess Oluma is in the house today. You know, I'm Princess Oluma. If you look for my name is Oluma. And Oluma is associated with another country. So I have the right to dress like them because I share a tie with them. So don't say, oh, you dressing like the people, you need to look like yourself. I was trying to put this I was trying to put my beast on because I'm in a mood of looking like Princess Oluma. Because Princess Oluma, when they send Princess Oluma on an error, Princess Oluma don't relent. She talk. So unfortunately, my co-host have some family engagement, so he's not gonna be here today. So my people, y'all share my life, man. Y'all say hey to me today. Anthony is not here, so it's only Princess Oluma here. So you guys can bombard me, you can do whatever you feel the need to do to me, but we're going to talk about this thing. This is something that's happening all over the world. This is something that's happening in our communities. This is something that's happening in marriages. This is something that's happening. When I say something that's happening, you bet believe it's something that's happening that people go through. So share my live broadcast. It's your host, Muko Oluma. Unfortunately, I missed my partner today, Anthony's Fala soiree, because he has some family engagement. So again, this is your host, Muku Oluma Agu. Let's talk. Hey, and Cyrus, what's up, boo? Boom, I'm here. I see you. You always on time, buddy. So yeah, you always on time. And let's wait while I build my audience. Let me entertain you with some you see Oluma. I wanted to wear my country cloth. Oh. Let me speak my fake pigeon, eh? Yeah, do. I don't speak Igbo. This Igbo girl is here. This beautiful, beautiful Igbo girl is here. So while we build, I will always share the life in your various groups. I have shared. Let me tell you guys this joke. Every Wednesday, Facebook can block me from Facebook and restrict me from sending in a messenger. Facebook restricts me from messenger every Wednesday because I shares a lot. So for that reason, I'm restricted. I don't know for what reason to do that. I don't know if because I'm being reported or what. I don't know, but share the life. I will wait while I build my audience. And what do? I got a theme song that says, "Find a friend like me, y'all." If you find a friend like me, you will learn a lot of things. You will stay out of gossip. You will discuss, but you will stay out of gossip. But before we go into the whole program, let me play a video that talk about understanding that talk about abusive marriage. In order that, we got this podcast here. We got this podcast here. Let's play this. They talk about understanding marriage, extreme abuse, and whatever. And this I did a research when it comes to talking about abuse. I do a lot of research on it. I read a lot of stuff about abuse, not only in relationships. I read about abuse in the home, families, children, and all of that. I take my time to do research and stuff like that on this topic. So that's why when I come with facts. People say I come with receipt. So I come with receipts. So share the live, people. Hey, Vivian, welcome. And which of course Cyrus is here. So you guys share my video, please, and just say hi. Just say hi so I can be able to welcome you. The reason of which I like for people to respond to me, tell me, hey, I'm so and so, I'm viewing it. All right, just me. I'm viewing from so and so place. Let me know. Because sometimes I got 3 Vivians that I know, one from Africa, America, Minnesota, and whatever. So just tell me who you are, where you're viewing from, and if possible, tell me your time zone. Meaning we can adjust our schedule sometimes. So let's listen to this podcast, and then I will be right back.
Blunt on this platform. Most of the times, physical abuse from men is a response to emotional abuse from women.
Emotional abuse from the women
provokes physical abuse. It is a response.
Break it down.
Emotional plus psychological abuse
Of women, no respond. Yeah, no. Let him come. You watch us. Please.
No, we're getting is that what you're saying?
I get it. There is abuse on both parts. That is, the man goes physical, but the woman is giving emotional torture.
Yes,
okay,
yes. I repeat again. Most physical abuse from men is a response from emotional abuse from women.
Okay.
Take it or you leave it. Men at times are not mad to get up and start beating a woman. No reasonable, responsible man will get up, except in rare cases. To every exception, to every rule there's an exception. So we are talking here knowing that there are cases whereby some men abuse women physically for not just cause. But I will guarantee you 80% of men's abuse towards women is a response to an emotional abuse from the woman.
Can you explain what?
I'm going to explain it in details. Men are the quiet type. Women are flippant. Women are flippant in nature. They talk a lot. Sometimes a man can do something and a woman doesn't seem to understand. She may start speaking, and women don't speak for you to listen. They speak for you to respond. Once they speak and you don't respond, they will want to say something harder than what they have said, and immediately they start throwing those hard words into your heart. There is a level you cannot take it anymore. And there are men, when they have absorbed that shock for too long, they cannot contain it. The next thing is that it rebounds. They will give you a slap and a kick. Then everyone that comes will see the slap and the kick because it is physical, not knowing that the man has been able to contain the emotional torture, either for a very long time. Sometimes men can contain this torture for almost 10 years. Some hold it for 15 years. At a level they can no longer take it. Now they feel like this physical abuse, or to me, the right word to be used there is physical discipline. This physical discipline to the man or to the man is a kind of trying to solve something that his quietness cannot solve. That's one of the reasons you must understand. The second reason why men sometimes abuse women physically, it is simply because women can easily lose respect for men. I'm telling you, a man's desire is not food. Cook the best food, he can get it in a restaurant. A man's desire is not sex. He can get it in the street through a side chick. A man's desire is not your attire. The greatest thing you will ever take from a man that will cause the beast in him to come out is his respect. Inherent in every man is a king and a beast. If you choose to be a queen, you will bring out the king in him. If you be a torment, you will bring out the beast in him. In all cultures of the world, the last thing that a man cannot take, I'm talking from a generic point of view, is disrespect. Some women are grossly disrespectful. I can tell you with all sincerity that the marriages before this period are far more better. There were no marriage seminars, there were no conferences, there were no lectures on marriage, but the marriages succeeded better because people were properly brought up in good culture. This thing called women emancipation has not been defined in a proper context. Women emancipation is the ability and liberation for women to enter into governance, not to dominate in marriage. The women emancipation concept should be properly defined and then re-drilled again in the minds of women, because some women have taken this women emancipation into marriage. There are standards in marriage that no generation can ever take. The woman is to submit to a man and the man is to love the woman. That is the standard. But women emancipation has come to tell us that a woman has equal right and freedom. Since women are president, they can also be husband. Women can be president, women can be governors, women can be DO, but a woman can never be husband. Husband is not a position. Husband is not a rank. Husband is not an office. Husband is an ordained responsibility. And until every woman comes to this point to understand that your emancipation will never come to the place where you will become a husband, then every woman shall take her place in marriage. And that's why I say most at times physical response from men is a product of emotional abuse from women. The next thing we have to understand, Mr. Liu, is this: not everybody has the same capacity. Women compare a lot. A woman will want her husband to be like her neighbor's husband. I'm telling you. The minute you start quarreling, you say that, look at Papa Junior there. He goes out with a car. Here you are with one jalopy bike every day. Cut your cloth, cut your coat according to your cloth. Any man that God gives you, it is because that is the capacity of man you can manage. God cannot give you something better than you, because if you were better off, God will give you something better. So please let us understand this, that people will most of the time say, look at a useless man that beats his wife. I don't support wife beaters, but I can tell you, before a man will raise his hand, what were you doing there until he got to the extent of raising his hand on you? We grew with our mothers in the 80s that our father will make, we want to react. By the time they are talking, she gives way. A woman may talk to the extent of sending her finger into your nostrils because of women emancipation. I think we should go back and redefine this concept of women emancipation. A woman can be a president like Angela Merkel. She can be a governor, she can be an SDO, she can be a DO. She can never be a husband. Whether you are anybody than your husband, whether you are more educated than him, that position, husband, is a rank that God has positioned and nobody breaks it.
Okay.
Husband is a rank. It's a ordained. Ordained. It's ordained. Well, I agree with him with some I just don't agree. So this is the argument, and let us argue with that. Let us argue. So this is my question: when is the right time to walk away from an abusive relationship? When I talk about abusive relationship, I'll talk about domestic abuse. We talk about physical abuse. We talk about emotional abuse. We talk about financial abuse, and just name it. Welcome, Precious from Australia. Welcome. Hey guys, share my life. If you say hey, then I will know you on to be able to recognize you. Like I always said, I always want to engage with our audience. So we want to conversate, even though we are live, but we want to conversate. We want to know who you are, and we want to know where you're viewing from and your time zone as well. So please make sure you share the life with your contacts in some groups and be a part of this conversation. When is the right time to walk out of an abusive relationship? So let me say this. I did a post yesterday on my Facebook page, and I'm going to read this because it's in regards to abuse. And let me say this. Every time that I come on here to talk about something, to talk about an abusive relationship, or talk about things that we find ourselves in, or things that with people are in, I just want you guys to know that a lot of times I get a call, I talk to people, and I just want you guys to consider me as this is just a 1 hour show, because I do have an interview scheduled on another platform today at 8 o'clock East Coast time, which would be about 7 o'clock my time. So, like I said, share the video if you want to participate, you want to come on for us to have this conversation. You are most welcome to come on for us to discuss this. So, when I talk about uh let me go to my platform here. Let me just go to my page and read the post that I posted on my Facebook page. A lot of people think that when I post, it's about my life, it's about me. But hey, you guys, have an open mind. Have an open mind. This is a word that we are living in. There are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of things people go through. So, and there are a lot of people that trust us so that we have conversation. So this was my post yesterday on Facebook. I said divorce is okay, break up is okay, starting over is okay, moving on is okay. What is not okay is staying somewhere you are not valued and appreciated. Let the church say amen to that. So do you know how many of us that I in a relationship that is so abusive? I have had people who have a stroke from stress in your marriages, stress in the relationship. Everybody that viewing me, just say, hey, how are you? And let's just, connect. So like I was saying, a lot of people in a relationship who are being abused. And I remember last week while we were talking, while we were on the show talking about abuse again, somebody said sometimes we stay in the relationship because of the children, which of course that is totally wrong. And that's a wrong decision or wrong choice to make. And I'll tell you, emotional abuse is deadly, I would say, than physical abuse, because emotional, you're not in your right mind, you confused, it has to do with your health. Yes, when it comes to physical abuse, yeah, people be like, oh, why they might hit me, my body, and whatever, you feel the pain. But when we still in a marriage where we are being abused by a woman or by a man, this is vice versa. I'm not only talking about women here, I'm talking about men, because men can be abused as well. We women take advantage, most especially with the country that we found ourselves in. We take advantage that because women rights in this country, you don't play, you don't hit women, If you do, you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna face prison time, or you're gonna be deported, or depends on your status in this country. You cannot hit a woman. So we take advantage of it too. Women abuse men. So this is my question. Will we stay in a marriage that we are being abused? We are being forsaken. We are not valued. They don't value us. They don't value the man. They don't value the woman. They may comparing the woman with another person, with this other man. Why can't you be like this? You know, I watched the video. The man said, whatever God gave you is what you can handle. That's what he gave that person to you. So, but my problem, my question is, will we stay in a marriage and die from stress? Will we still in a marriage where we be abused? Will we stay in a marriage where we are not valued, we are nothing? You know, a lot of times people call me, oh, my husband talked to me like this. My husband is very abusive to me verbally. My husband does not know how to talk to me. I'm going through a lot of stress. Some people even call me and complain and say the husband does not love to work. He don't want to work. All the bills are on me. Hey, honey, boo boo, that's not that is not for you. And I can tell anybody, I would never tell you, oh, if it were me. Mm-mm, because everybody got their own plans in life, everybody make their own decision. But one thing I would say, for those who attack me saying that immorality is the only root for divorce, that's a lie. That's a lie. Abuse is a ground for divorce. If I'm in a marriage, I'm being abused, I got to argue every day, I got to fight every day. I'm not in the right mindset. I'm being verbally assaulted, abused, verbally cussing me, telling me, "Oh, look at you, you fat. You don't do this. This is this." A lot of times people go through these things. Men bring their wife down. You in a relationship, they bring you, men bring you down in a relationship. Oh, you this, you that, you cannot be this, you cannot be that. You have to be like this person. I cannot stay in that relationship when you have to compare me with XYZ. If you have to compare me with another woman. First of all, before I got married to you, you knew I couldn't cook. Because when we were dating, you came to my house a lot of times. You never saw me cooking. If you tasted my food, maybe it did not taste right and you pretended. These were things that you bargained for. These are things that you knew about before we even got married, before we even choose the date, before we even decided that we're going to live together in the same house. So why now you are talking about, I don't know how to cook? If you know how to cook, why can't you show me how to cook? All these things bring emotional stress to women and men in the marriage. And this is the time that we have to speak out. There are people who stay in their marriages and going through problems. They don't want to go through counseling. Counseling is one of the best options for married people, people who are going through a lot of stress in the relationship. Let us not only talk about relationship or marriages. People are dating, people are courtship, people are engaged. And another thing that I have come to realize, if you in a relationship and you're being abused and you are not married yet, don't marry that person. Talk to God for yourself. Let God direct you. Because a lot of times women, we make mistakes in life. Let me talk to us first. A lot of times we women, we make mistakes in life. And secondly, we want to prove a point to somebody. Take for example, my husband or my boyfriend or my fiance is dating. Let's talk about fiance and boyfriends. Because husband's not supposed to be dating anybody else besides his wife that he married, he's supposed to be with. So let's take for example, I'm dating you. I'm dating, and you are abusive to me while we dating. In a relationship, you are abusive to me, or you're cheating on me. You having an affair out there. You dating different people. You cheating on me. And when I go and talk, you jump on me to fight. and I still married you? No, 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 honey boo boo. You have to step out of that relationship. That relationship not for you. To not marry a man because another woman is with him and you want to prove to the woman that you got the man. You heard about the saying in Liberia, in our Liberian community, where they say, you got the man, the ring, and I got the man. Monkey cannot leave his black hand behind, people. Do not get married to a man who abuse you verbally. Do not get married to a man who abuse you physically. Do not get married to a man who exploits you when it comes to finance. You know there are men that comes in women's life just because of what they can get out of them. Just because of what they can get out of them. And you know, some women, some of us, like, some women, we are a giver. We're in a relationship, we want to give, we want to express how we love you. Because I'll tell you, I did a video that says first, a woman will treat you the way you treat her. A woman will treat you the way she wants to be treated, rather. A woman will treat you, I repeat, the way she wants to be treated at the beginning of the relationship. And then she will start to treat you the way you treat her. A lot of times, women, sometimes we're in relationships, it's not working, we are vulnerable. We go out there, we meet different men. They come in our lives just because of what we can give them. They come and make you feel good. Oh, this is this. I will be there for you. I will love you. I will do this, and this is this, and this is that. Just because of what they can get out of you. And I bet you, women, you meet a man. Let's say Christmas, you buy him a gift, you give him a present. His birthday, you give him a present. Valentine's Day, you give him a present. Ask that man one day, can you please get me so and so thing? He will stop talking to you for a while. That's the time he busy. That's the time he don't have time to talk to you. That's the time he don't want to be bothered. That's the time he's sick. That's the time his phone break. That's the time everything. Women, open our eyes. Let us open our eyes to abusive relationship out there. Men, be mindful with the woman you call your wife. Be mindful with the woman that you decide to get married to. Do not marry a woman out of sympathy. Do not be with a woman out of sympathy. Marry a woman because you love a woman unconditionally. Not because, oh, this woman been with me for so long, I don't want to hurt her feelings. Oh, she been with me for 3 years. She been with me for 6 years. She have my children, and she got my son, and I don't want my son to be with separate parent. That should not be the condition under which you married a woman. Married a woman because you love her, no matter what. Married a woman, you love her without a child being in between you. This is the time that we have to step out of an abusive marriages. Because when you stay in an abusive marriages, a man abusing you because the Bible say you must not get all till the man has sex outside, and you find out that the man is having sex outside. Sorry, I'm trying to wet my lip. Having sex outside? No, no. Step out. We are precious women. We are wonderfully made. Men, you are unique. Men, you are awesome. You don't deserve to be in a domestic violent. Women, we abuse men a lot. The men out there, where you coming from? Just step out of the player. And I said we can get vexed and get so hyped that me, I already shot. I just 5 feet in. My children can say I fool. But that's why I can wear my socks 6, my socks, my 4 and 5 inches to carry me up to maybe, you know, when I'm 4 inches, then well, another 4 carry me to 8. You know what I mean? Women will jump on men, we hit on men. That is abuse to men. And not right. Not because the man made you mad. You must be cursing. Yeah, you can curse him, man. What happened now? The man can make for veil. And now the only way we can get us into, we gotta curse him. Like the Igbo queen talking on. Queen Oluma. So y'all, let us take a break and I'll be back. Yeah, let's take a break with a song. I will be back. And like I said, it's only 1 hour. Anthony is not here today. It's only 1 hour. Share the video. Later on, you can watch it. And yeah, later on you can watch it. Okay? Listen to this music. Find a friend like me, Teddy Rock.
Love.
It's
Find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. If you not want betrayal, find a friend like me.
Bombe oh, find a friend like me. Bombe Jene oh, find a friend like me. Find a friend like me. Find a friend like me.
Hey, see bestie. Your bestie not sweet like my bestie. Your bestie la bestie. Find a friend like me.
I say, see bestie wanting to wealthy. Find a friend like me. I hear them say they want me go. I say
Some of them say they want me go.
I say
Some friends you la Some friends you la Some friends you la Friends you la Hey, see bestie. Your bestie not sweet like my bestie. Your bestie la bestie. Find a friend like me.
I say, see bestie wanting to wealthy. Find a friend like me. They won't step on my blessing, but God can't break it. They won't call it my blessing, but God can't break it.
Friendship, see friendship. Can't see Papa T friendship. And I want no bad for friendship. Wangolo, Wango for bestie, Wango for daddy,
I hear them say they want me go. I say I hear them say they want me go. I say
Some friends you la Some friends you la Some friends you la Friends you la Hey, see bestie. Your bestie not friend but my bestie. Your bestie la bestie. Find a friend like me.
I say, see bestie wanting to wealthy, want him alone. Find a friend like me.
DJ Young T.
You got funny legs, Johnny. You funny.
Beats. Hey sis, I just came to check in. I know it's been difficult lately.
I know some days it feels as if the weight of this world is resting on your shoulders. I know it seems like no one understands. You feel forsaken, broken, and all out of tears. With all that's going on around you, there are so many secret fears. You've even asked the question, God, why me? Just a little transparency. I've asked too. And then God whispered, why not you? See, sis, God's word declares his grace is sufficient and his strength is made perfect in our weaknesses. This means that whatever it is that you are facing, there is grace to get you through it. His word also declares that God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in times of trouble. Yes, trouble. We all encounter problems and troubles in our finances, on our jobs, in our marriages, in our families. There are some of us even battling addictions, generational curses, abuse, infertility, low self-esteem, rejection, hurt, pain, suicide, depression, and the list can go on. It's not been easy, sis, but I can assure you that God is with you. Emmanuel, God is with you in the darkest hour. Emmanuel, God is with you, my sister. But sis, before I leave, I want to further encourage you that even in your going through, to be kind to your sister. When she is crowned, act as if you've received a crown too. When she wins, be her biggest cheerleader. Go sis, go sis, go sis. My sister, you will win. My sister, don't give up. You will conquer. You will pursue. You will overtake. You will win. You will win. You will win. Bless you, my sister. Bless you.
So yes, so we are talking about abusive relationship, when it's the right time to step out of it, when it's the right time to say enough is enough and save your life. A lot of things going on around us nowadays, a lot of situations we find ourselves in, a lot of different things going on. This is not the time for us to be stressed out over a relationship. This is not a time for us to be stressed out in our marriages. This is not the time for us to be abused in our marriages or in our relationship. Because when you look around us, a lot of different things going on that have our mind messed up. So we don't need anything to increase our stress. We don't need anything to increase our illness. A lot of people suffer from different kind of illness now because of, with the pandemic, the situation. People go through a lot of stress. People don't know where to turn. People don't know what is going on. We don't understand. So this is the time in our relationship. We are to stand for each other. We are to protect each other. We are to be there for each other. We are to work together as a team. Amen. The Bible says you are the head of your home. And he said you should love your wife as Christ loved the church. So men, I ask you today to love your wife as Christ loved the church. In that way, women, the Bible says we should submit to our husband. So let us submit to our husbands. Men, love your wife as Christ loved the church. Once you love your wife, submission comes in. Submission comes in. So, there are a lot of people who's not happy in the marriages. We pray that, God will restore your marriage. We pray that God will be the center of your marriage. Let us kick against abuse. Not only relationship, we find kids being abused. We find, brothers and sisters being abused. People even abuse their mom and stuff like that. So this is the time we have to stand and kick against abuse in our relationship. Yes. So let us listen to some music and I'll be back. We going in and out today. The man I really can take care of the topic. He's not here today. He have some family engagement, but I'm here and I'm just here to encourage us. If we have problems, we should be able to, you know, talk. That's what marriages is all about. We need to talk. You talk, one hit to send in the marriage, when there's no understanding in the marriage, that's when you find abuse is coming in. That's when people start to abuse each other. But above all, we have to communicate. Communication and love covers everything. Once the love is there, once the husband love his wife, let me tell you, a happy wife, a happy home. If your wife is happy at home, she's satisfied, I'll tell you, you will have a peaceful home. But if your wife is not satisfied, oh, you guys know how we nag. You're not going to be able to sleep at night. I'll tell you, you're not going to have a happy home. You're going to have a home that is so disturbed. You have a home that is, you have a home that full of fire to the point that you don't want to stay home. You don't want to sit home. You want to get up. You want to be out of your house all day and just want to come home and sleep because there's stress. I got this music from one of my brothers, from one of our old musician. His name is Big Steve Wardlow. He sent me this new remix with Mama I Love You. Let us listen to it and I'll be back.
Let's put our hearts together now. Stand up and make a graceful bow for our mama. She deserves a special place in our heart. Don't let conditions set you apart from your mama. Ooh. Talking about our mama. Mama, oh, mama, eh. Mama, oh, mama, eh. You may be a native woman. You may be a Kenyan woman. You may be a Bongo woman. You're still my mama. Ooh. You may be a Congo woman. You're my mama. Some people do act foolish in this world, I swear. All the suffer, mama suffer, but then they seem to forget. Mama try hard, send them to school to become a doctor, a big man, and not fool. Well, after mama suffered, make them big men. try. Don't you weep. Hey, mama, don't you cry. No, no, I do for you, mama. Hey, mama, don't you cry. Don't you weep. Nadia, Jubedio, Tite, Tio, Amu Jejedeo, Nani Chipe Mio, Amonis Nemono, Nani Chipe Nie, Amonis Nemono, Nadia. Nadia, ooh, Nadia, Nadia, oh, Nadia, oh, Nadia, oh, Nadia, oh, Nadia.
So that was Big Steve Judy, and that's the song "Mama Mama I Love You." That's the remix. He sent that to me, but in the song he said, "No one can ever replace another mother. No one can replace your mama." So guys, if you say you stay in an abusive relationship because of your children, when you kick the bucket today, you go 6 feet. Guess what happened? Nobody will stand as a mother to your children. Nobody will stand as a mother to your children. They will never find a mother like you. So you also think twice. You also make a decisions when you are in an abusive relationship, most especially if you have a child. Excuse me. Most especially if you have a child. So say no to abuse. Say no to abuse. Say no to harassment of any kind. So our next topic for next week, would be stop sleeping on your children. So we're going to be talking about how you discipline your children, how you train your children. We're going to be talking more on Proverb 22:6, how to discipline your children. Do not sleep on your children. So I will just give you a gist after this. That will bring us to the end of our broadcast, and we will be available next week, Wednesday as well. And we'll also do promotions. We'll also do promotions on our platform. If you want to promote your products, get in contact with me and we'll promote your products. And got to showcase what we have. And you see, I'm wearing my Oloma jewelry. I have everything you can think about. My crown, these are all for sale. I got my lipstick. You guys know I have my own brand. I cannot really showcase my brand right now because I'm getting ready to go on another interview. I'm going to be appearing on Dr. Harvey's show today. So if you look on my profile, you will see it's Dr. Pauline Cole Harvey's her show tonight. And I'm going to be on it tonight showcasing my product as well. So you guys can tune in and be a part. And and you can find the way. So our next topic would be stop sleeping on your children. Let me just show a little tip for us to know, and then we can get ready for next week.
When your children are doing the wrong thing at a tender age, don't go to sleep. Check them today. Check them now. Otherwise, when they grow up, you are rearing a monster. If you pamper your children of today, they do the wrong, you don't correct them. They do the wrong, you don't rebuke them. They do the wrong, you don't chastise them. They do the wrong, and you, the mother, you have now become a servant to your children. You, the father, you have become a servant to your children. And now you are running helter-skelter, trying to satisfy your children. And every day, whatever your children are asking for, that is what you always do. Even if you can't afford, you are struggling to do that. And your children have now become the controller of affairs in your home. Very soon, you have been rearing and taking care of a tiger. And that tiger will now grow and become a monster. And that is when you, the parent, when you are 60 years, you will see the tiger in your home. You will see the elephant in your home. You will see the poisonous python you have raised up. You thought the snake was a pet, so you were playing with it, but you didn't know that you prepare a food for your son and your child. Said, I'm not going to take this food. I need some hamburger. I need some, KFC. I need something. And then so daddy, you go and drive it and go and get it for me. And then daddy, why Johnny Walker? Back. You get into your car. Oh man, my son said he doesn't like this. Where? Who born dog? You go and pick your child from school, and for some reason you were in a business meeting or you have run late due to traffic. You get there, and then your daughter is querying you. Daddy, how come you came late? You have embarrassed me. You came late. I'm not going to sit in the car. And then you two, no, I don't want. I beg you, please. I beg you, please. Go ahead. Keep on begging them. Keep on begging them. The day you realize that you have a tiger in the house, that is when you will see. When you were going to school, you were walking. Did your father have a car? Did your mother have a car? You were walking. If by the grace of God you have a car and you have run late, and then your daughter had the guts to tell you, I'm not going to sit in the car. Who born dog? I am talking of a sleeping mother. When the mother slept, the baby died. When you keep on sleeping, instead of raising your children to have values, to know how to respect people, have values for respect, values for time, values for decency. When you go to sleep, you will raise up a lion, you will raise up a tigress, and eventually it will ruin your life, it will destroy your future. You have a daughter and she wears a mini skirt to the extent that she's exposed part of her time, and then you, the mother, she looks so cute, she looks sexy. You prepare her and dress her like a prostitute. And then when she's coming out and she's flirting around and messing up with her life, you wonder where you went wrong. When you sleep, your baby will die. Your dream will die. Your future will be ruined. The woman said, when I slept, they exchanged the living baby for the dead baby. And when she slept on her own baby, she killed her baby. Some of us, we are sleeping over the future of our children. We don't teach them how to respect time again. We don't teach them when they should get up. You have children and you have never given them assignment in the house. What they should be doing, the rooms they should sweep, the house they should clean, because you have people whom you have employed who are cleaning your house. So you have a child, she doesn't know how to do anything in the kitchen. She can't even use the microwave. She can't even know how to cook eggs. She can't do anything. Everything, she's being served like a queen. Hear me carefully. One of these days, that tiger, that lion will show up in your life, and you will now begin asking, where did I go wrong?
Oh my God, I like that preaching. I like that preaching. If you sleep on your baby. So that's our next topic. Milfa, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you. Here, Muku, you look lovely. Thank you. The Igbo Queen is here. Mommy say looking great, love. Thank you. Buzz, yes. So this brings us to the end of our broadcast. Like I said, I have to leave because I got another interview schedule. I got to be on. I got to appear on a show tonight. And don't forget to share our live and follow us. Follow us on our platform. Yes, we're talking about abuse today, and Anthony was unavailable today. He has a family engagement. I love you guys with the love of God. Our faithful followers who always there, always following us, taking turn by time when they're working, when they're not working. You know, like I always say, I'm not looking for the view, but this message goes out. People see it, at times goes by. So I'm happy to have you guys in our corner. And follow me on Dr. Javi's show tonight at 7:30 Minnesota time. And that would be at 8:30 East Coast time. So we got Central Standard at 7:30 and Eastern time at 8:30. Yes, at 8:30. So this is the Let's Talk About It with Muku, and this is your host. This brings us to the end of our broadcast, and I say I love you guys with the love.
Let's talk about it. What's happening there? Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's happening there? Oh, let's talk about it. What's happening there? Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's happening there? Oh. Let's talk about what's happening in our surrounding today. Let's talk about what's happening in our relationship. Let's talk about what's happening in our homes today. And let's talk about what's happening in our life today. Let's talk about it, everybody. What's happening there? What's happening? Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's happening, everybody? Oh, let's talk about it. I faced with some domestic issue in the home. Every now and then we fight in the home and break the rings. Violence against women, violence against children. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Give them the right to freedom. Give them the right to liberty. Give them the right to justice. Now everybody raise your voice with me. Say no to rape. Say no to peer pressure. Say no to gender-based violence. Say no to sexual harassment. Say no to human trafficking. Say no to abortion. Let's protect their rights. Let's talk about it, everybody. What's happening there? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Pick up the phone. Let's talk about it. Make a plan. What's happening? Let's talk about what's happening. What's happening there?
Are you faced with domestic issues as a male or female? Are the rights of children and physically challenged people protected?
I am a child. All I need is education. I am a child. I have freedom to liberty.
Let's find out. John's